What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. So today we got one of the best Tyler Creator songs that everyone forgot about. Let's get into it. Y'all be sure to listen to Atlanta Boy So Full of Life in the description below, and let me know what y'all think at my Instagram at Taria_3000. But let's get into it.
The creator, in all honesty, isn't really necessary. He's solidified himself as one of the most polarizing, creative, free-thinking, and talented artists to ever do it. With his career taking off after the commercial success of Flower Boy, 2 straight #1 albums in Igor, and most recently Call Me If You Get Lost, Tyler made it very clear that his climb to #1 wasn't an accident, and he's here to stay. Something that solidifies Tyler in the game is his pure musical talent. Tyler writing and producing all of his songs is a feat that shouldn't go unnoticed, and he proudly presents said information on all of his album covers. The chord-obsessed artist, I feel, has finally got his flowers for his production, not only producing for himself, but for various artists such as Snow Allegra, Maxo Cream, Rex Orange County, Westside Gunn, and many more. So with his production getting the praise it does now, I think it's time we give his rapping ability the same treatment. I've been actively following Tyler since the spring of 2011, and one of the things that drew me to him was his performance as an MC. The wordplay, the aggression, the imagery, his stamina is few of the many attributes that, one, kept me as a fan all these years, and two, makes him so incredibly unique.
Yeah.
But Tyler, as many know, was never fully embraced in hip-hop, and to be honest, he's just now getting that embrace thanks to his rap performance on songs from Call Me If You Get Lost. Though the major commercial embrace of Tyler as a rapper didn't happen till last year, really. Let's be clear, he's been rapping his ass off for years.
He
But many
has.
times his incredible rapping ability was overshadowed by the content in which it contained for numerous critics. This, I felt, led him in a direction to making albums like Cherry Bomb, like Flower Boy, like Igor, where we saw him slowly lean into a more melodic and singing direction. A direction that directly led him into his first Grammy with Igor, an album that in more ways than not is an alternative album. In many interviews for the press run for Call Me If You Get Lost, Tyler details how the start of making the project begun with the thought of him loving the rap and missing it dearly. And this thought alone led him to scoring a second Grammy, one of the most profitable hip-hop tours post-pandemic, and a larger fan base than ever before. Now, with all that said, in my opinion, keyword there, opinion, all of this praise, these huge accolades, and general success doesn't happen without Cherry Bomb. Is that a hot take? I don't think so anymore. Because if you go on TikTok, Twitter, or Reddit, it doesn't really matter where you go. You'll see that Cherry Bomb generally gets a lot of love nowadays, as it seemingly was Tyler's most ambitious album to date, trying new sounds and not being scared to do just that, try. And it ends up personally gifting me some of my favorite Tyler songs ever, such as Find Your Wings, Two-Seater, Okaga, California, and others. Songs that, with 2020 hindsight, look like a peek into what albums like Flower Boy and Igor were going to be like. Cherry Bomb is an album that I and many others at the time or now enjoy a lot. It has a lot to offer, but it also splits rooms with Tyler fans, as many fans did not enjoy Cherry Bomb. Something Tyler's made note of. Most recently in Massa, a song detailing how formative those years were for him to become who he is today. Long before a more mature version of Tyler would talk about this and many of the things going on in his life around this time in Massa, he had another song that addressed many of the same things. He was just a little bit more pissed off.
Yo, I seen a lot of niggas, so when them niggas start talking reckless, I get offended. I get it.
Dev Talks. Shout out to
6
you,
months
man.
after the release of Cherry Bomb, Tyler surprisingly uploaded the song entitled Fuck It to the Odd Future YouTube and SoundCloud pages with no description except for the lyrics, possibly the creepiest cover art of all time, and fittingly an iTunes link to Cherry Bomb. Upon first listen, it was obvious as to why there was no description. The song did the talking for itself. Tyler, who at the time was known for his rather brash and blunt lyrics, still had the ability to turn heads, and the song did nothing but highlight not only his brutal honesty, but ability as an MC. 2014 through 2015 was a weird time for Tyler. The ongoing issues he was having as an artist in the public eye was coming to a head as groups from New Zealand, Australia, and the UK all banned or made it hard for him to gain entry for him possibly being a threat to public order. This not only stopped him from performing to many fans at huge festivals, but also hurt him personally because he thought the treatment was that of a terrorist. With those situations going on, the lukewarm, the cold response from many, the cherry bomb, the end of Odd Future creeping into reality, to put it simply, Tyler was angry. And the only way he knew how to express that anger was to record.
Yo, I seen a lot of niggas, so when them niggas start talking reckless, I get offended. I get it, they try to keep an image, but look real closely at the pictures and you see that they chameleons. How you doing? You in the motherfucking building? Nigga, I'm an architect, got another crane and I don't know if I'm a parking shit. You ain't even start one yet, fuck off my property. Tell I stray, I'm sneaking in with a mic in my damn hand instead of the vegetables that I packed in my backpack. When Marshall had this problem, what the fuck was they telling them? Is it cause of status or his melanin lacks black?
Tyler comes out the gate sending shots to the people in his life that once appeared as friends but showed true colors behind his back, likening their fake behavior to that of a chameleon changing colors. He goes on making a clever line regarding him being the architect behind all things to that point, and that his competition, for lack of better terms, hasn't even built anything in comparison to him. He voices his first grievance with the lobby groups that ultimately kept him from going to Australia for years, begging the question of why haven't artists like Eminem been treated like Tyler. Eminem, who in his earlier works was met with controversy for his often violent and misogynistic content, was never really treated in a manner like Tyler, begging another question of if race is the reason that Tyler has been getting the shittier end of the stick. Tyler continues to voice his frustration, saying,
I think people love to be mad. How can I be misogynist? I love titties and ass. How can I be homophobic when my boyfriend's a and we've been hiding in the closet like I'm passionate fashion? Still trying to come out. Couldn't deal with niggas who decide to take the fun out. Probably cause I like to be in places where the sun out. So comparing niggas like shit's a motherfucking bum out. Thought y'all niggas knew this, but y'all close. I was about to tee off and putt to the end. Now it's anti-golf boys cause I don't fuck with my friends. First thing they gave me was an opportunity in a pen.
Tyler has always had a way with his words. And here his word choice for shutting down theories of him being homophobic and misogynistic is done in such a manner that can only leave you laughing. This part of the song would become reference for fans who were beginning to question if Tyler was a part of the LGBTQ community, following certain lines in songs from Flower Boy in 2017.
That's why I like it. It doesn't matter.
Has been more
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Like, to me, it doesn't matter what you like. Only if you're comfortable with yourself, that's the only thing that matters. And he seems happy with his sexuality, so I don't care if y'all, you know what I'm saying? Me, I don't care. If he's that way, he could be that way, cool. If he's not, cool. People need to stop being so intrigued by everybody's lives. I don't like that. Let some stuff be left to the imagination, or let some stuff you don't even worry about, because it's not part of you. It's not your life. Simple. That's what I believe in.
About his sexuality on records, and as a supporter of his, it's a great feeling knowing he can be his true authentic self and not really worry about the chatter that follows. That expression of the dark feeling of having to love people in the shadows on songs like Massa, or making casual mentions of kissing white boys since 2004 on I Ain't Got Time, I feel wouldn't exist if he hadn't made this song. Tyler continues to voice his displeasure with always getting his current work compared to his older, darker content. He was headed in this new, lighter direction, and a number of fans often let him know that they weren't into it. He uses a very small yet clever line to explain how he thought his people were open-minded and would embrace his new direction, but they're closed-minded, unfortunately, likening them to nudists, but they're really closed, meaning he thought they were free-minded, but in reality, they're closed-minded. The anti-golf boy line is fairly self-explanatory. Odd Future was raps, and Tyler was very much so angry at the thought of something he thought would be forever, crumbling in the time span it did.
Freedom of speech, my freedom was breached. Border patrol put me on streets immediately. For shit I said when I was a virgin repeatedly. Posting no hype beats cause nobody would listen to me.
Here, Tyler continues to voice how upset he is with the UK banning situation, detailing the manner in which they turned him away at the border for believing him to be a potential threat for his lyrical content in his past.
Child is a product of me, very honest. Left a sense of very different, they didn't want us. They didn't get us, didn't fit enough for they signed us. I burst them loud so they ignored us. You with your life on a child that everybody hates. Now everybody hates Papa despite that Papa's great. But that's your favorite child, boy, that's your favorite one. You got kids, nigga? Nope, I'm talking about the cherry bomb.
The next portion is possibly one of my favorite exhibits of Tyler, showing just how talented of a rapper he truly is. Here, using a long-winded metaphor of Cherry Bomb being his child, a misunderstood and hated one at that. The content on Cherry Bomb being so personal to him made the mixed reception to it a little more hurtful. He was hurt that his favorite album wasn't getting the love he wanted it to, because it wasn't as dark and edgy as his past work. Content Tyler said he didn't want to make anymore even if his fans wanted it.
Think they hear it, I was feared, deteriorating. Almost sing my spirit to the children, they chill along. Watching them sing a song, eyeballs aspire for pilots, a two-seater, I couldn't steer him wrong. That's why I want that McLaren, couldn't stop at the Beamer. Tyler losing himself, and that nigga turned to a diva. That nigga preaching and wilding, that nigga smiling and breathing, trying to inspire all the little niggas that wanna be him. But fuck that, we want cats, daddy problems, kick, flip, fuck, cupcakes, butt, rape, golf, ring, daddy problems, bag, dad, bike, lake, everything that I hate, plus being sad. Y'all can cry about years, top rap, new albums. Golf did $250,000 in about 2 hours. Money ain't the motive, but it is up for discussion. Niggas frontin' niggas, what you think of fucking my production, nigga?
Continuing with the narrative of Cherry Bomb being very important to him, he details why beyond it being his favorite for personal reasons,
But
it's
he
very
speaks
important
a
to
lot
him
of
because of who it can
personal
inspire.
stuff on that song.
Discussing how the fear of deteriorating was eating him alive until he saw kids singing his songs, and the fire to inspire was back. Inspiring by talking about the fruits of his labor, he talks about how people are hating on him for that and saying he should change and revert back to what got him there in the first place. But Tyler's about growth at this point in his life, and he's looking in the long run. And something that fuels him is his true fans, especially the young ones, finding their wings and becoming something of themselves.
Yeah.
This portion is one of my favorites to listen to, considering how lighthearted it is in comparison to the rest of the song. And with that said, it goes right back into the anger.
You the plug, get your cords up. I was writing string sections on my tour bus. They adore me. My little birds be free. Go flap your wings, I encourage it. Look, I wish I had a fucking Xanax problem so y'all talk about how deep I am. Man, child in the flesh, bitch, I'm Peter Pan. You got the hook, 10 motherfuckers will never be the man. I got a motherfucking vision, I don't see your plans. So shut your motherfucking mouth when I be speaking, man. Cause see the only sober nigga that be tweaking, man.
Tyler continues to voice off his grievances, this time zeroing in on the current state of rap, a game focused on the abuse of drugs being deep and meaningful. The line at the time felt like a jab at former co-member of Odd Future, Earl Sweatshirt, who just made his album that had everything to do about drug addiction and his depression. We won't really know if there's any validity to that being about Earl, but at the time it seemed too obvious. Like most of the song, he's very blunt, and in its ending, he's proclaiming everyone shut their mouth while he's speaking because he's the one that has the vision. And in looking at Tyler's career since this song released, you can argue that he's always been right in thinking that he successfully created something special with Odd Future, and when it was time to move on from that, he created a lane for himself to grow musically and as a human being. Tyler is a once-in-a-lifetime creative. And for most, they didn't start to pick up on that till these recent albums were released. But it goes without saying that the switch for Tyler begun after releasing Cherry Bomb and having the strength to say fuck it when people weren't receptive to it.
I don't like rapping like that.
I say this. I realize people gonna like your music and people's not gonna like your music. If you love an album like Atlanta Boy So Full of Life, that's my favorite album I made. I don't care if people don't like it. I don't care. I love it. That in June, I love. If you don't get it, that's all on you. But I love those projects. Stop. Everybody needs to stop being so personal. I feel like music is not music as it should be. It's like, oh, if you don't like it, that means it's butt and it's not good and he needs to start making music. That's the day and age you live in. And I'm like, no, it might not be good to you. You might not get it right now, but live with it for a day or two. Think about the songs. You will slowly understand. Cherry Bomb was a very good album. The thing is, people didn't understand a lot of the songs because it was different. Cause like he said, my boy Dad said he was so used to the old dark Tyler, and then once they got the new good Tyler, like, oh my God, this is new. This is, oh my God, it's like that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments below. I like to listen, you know, chime in when I need to, but just react to it. Give y'all my honest reaction, my honest feedback. And be sure to listen to Atlanta Boy So Full of Life in the description below. Y'all stay safe. Peace. Ario the poet.